So, good evening. My friends, I know everyone, and welcome to Satsang. So, wherever you are that. Whenever you are that. So, what means that? It's surely not belonging to this and that. So, it's an indication out of comparisons. The mind cannot disappear there. So, don't ask me how one can take it, but it can be taken at once, suddenly. By surprise, you are that. And the mind doesn't have any more curiosity to try to figure it out. He is not out. Not out. And one could say, whenever I am that, I am already that. And already is said just to say that the time is a step farther, is a step in time. So that's what makes a search. We step in time and we base our unquestionable location from there. And from there it's in the mind, so we are confronted to duality. And if one searches for, everybody searches for himself, but according to the demand, to the need, it will be expressed in many ways. And for some it would mean something that I'm searching to know myself, or I'm searching to be freed from what I am not, and so on. So, because of the time, and we believe that the answer will be in time, we cannot conceive something else. While the direction of the search, which is for freedom, so it's no more objective, disappears where the time disappears and where the time can rise also. So that's what you are. All the rest is becoming and starting. One gets born, one has a span of life, and then one dies. Events seen, appearing, upon, on, in, who knows that. Because of what you are, this is possible. Well, that is the program. So if you still have some questions, clarity to a need for clarity or whatever, welcome to express yourself. Welcome to ask me whatever you want to ask. It will be up to me to see if I answer or not. And that's it, huh? So, what have you lived? What have you experienced since I don't see you? Whatever. And you know my opinion about silence. I think it would not be a surprise if I tell you that I love silence, as you do probably. But silence, if it is expressed in this way, there is no words, no agitation in the mind, maybe no mind. You have to admit that it is still a state of mind that one could enjoy, of course, that what one is very happy to enjoy, but is not very unhappy if it is not presenting itself, because it's a state. So the state go on changing. And the real silence that is expressed sometimes by our great masters, it's really beyond noise and its opposite. It is the silence of a so-called owner of a mind, the silence of its pride. To be real, to feel real, to believe in something, to believe I am somebody with arguments of course, I'm this body, I'm this mind, I have these experiences. Of course, all this appears, but they just appear and disappear. So if you have any practice, if you have any cherish experience, tell them. It's always very rich to hear also. And to see if it stands the eyes of reality. A good consultation. What to say? It's true also what to say. But I can tell the same. Huh? Yes. Maybe you have the mic, it will be easier. Hello. Hello. Not. Yeah.
Hello. Question about different types of practices.
Yeah.
So I was very attracted.
You were?
I was very attracted about what I heard you say in one video.
Yeah.
About not running with the mind. The mind doesn't stop, but you just don't run with the mind.
Yeah.
So that's one thing.
Yeah.
But also inquiry. Who am I?
Yeah.
Is one thing.
Yeah.
Just to be and just let everything come is one thing.
Yeah.
So how to know when to practice what?
Oh, you have not to practice anything. You see, one picks up a practice because he feels he's tyrannized by the mind. So he has like a bone in the mouth to grasp only one thing. And what is given is the direction, non-objective direction, non-conceptual direction. If you ask who am I, where it leads you? Into its disappearance. Yes or no?
I cannot say that from practice. I believe you, but from practice, in that way.
So, but what you would say, where it leads you when you ask, "Who am I?"
To some sense of being.
Okay, but you say, well, a sense of being, and then you stop there, because there is being, something real. But the sense is not real, because there must be still I to sense being. It's a loop, maybe a very small loop, but it's still a loop, which means I is still all-powerful. You land there, you see? So now, when you have this sense of I, don't even listen to it, it's a thought or an experience. So don't land there. Tell me where you land. You are that. All the rest is this and that in the world of appearance. Any landing happens in the world of appearance. There is an experiencer and there is an experience. Even I would say the experience of beingness is still an experience of an experiencer. That's why I say don't land there. Because who knows with that? Why to say it's being? Maybe no being. Maybe no being. Maybe who knows? Who knows? There is no I there to tell.
So, if you would try to put some words on it, you could maybe say, be.
Why you want to put a few words?
Maybe just to make it clear for myself.
You see, that is a big risk. It's a big trick of your mind. Then it will chew be, and it will not remain be alone, I tell you. With time, this be becomes to be something. It's a too big risk to name it. Why to name it? Because the mind wants to own it, you see. So he's still gentle now because he will not say to be this or whatever. He will say, okay, be. But why should he interfere? Why should he say anything? It's because it has not surrendered. You see? So by habit he will still speak, I agree, for a while. maybe all the life, but who cares about that or not? But why to be curious or to have this need to clarify what it is? The best word to express this. This is not needed. It's a trick of the mind. Do you see that? Do you hear me? Yeah?
Yes,
Do you see that?
Yes.
Ah, then you are safe. Now it's too late. You have seen that? You cannot forget. And even if you forget the moment you see that, nothing happened.
But there is a... It's not all, for me, it's not always.
The mind says
So,
The mind says so, because the mind has a certain view how it's more real. You agree or not?
can you say in other words?
How can you say it? I am not always there. It must be that sometimes it's different, so you compare with another time where it looked more real. Otherwise, why you would speak like this? So you made an idea of what it is when it looks real, which is a fake. It's fake. It is the possession of the mind again. And as it is the possession of the mind, it will only be sometimes it looks real and sometimes, most of the time, it looks not real. But then you are fucked, because if you take a state for real, you will stay in time and you will have the illusion, oh, one day when I'm more serious or more whatever, that I know will be permanent. This is the talk of the mind. It is nothing to do with the real thing. There we can say, then when the mind takes this, he shuts up, he is silent. Because he knows, what can he say? What can he claim? Tell me now.
That hasn't happened yet. Shortly, for a short time. But the mind came back.
But the mind can come back. Why do you worry about the coming back of the mind?
He tricked me to go with him again.
Not if you know it's the mind. It's the mind. And you know, for a while, I would not take the risk to go so quickly with the mind, but after, who cares? You see, you go with the mind, you don't go, it will not create a new search or a problem. But now, just be aware that you have been, I am a bit emphatic, barocco, but myriads of years with your mind, so surely this habit to go with it is very quick. Now, it doesn't mean you lost yourself. The mind thinks so. That's why it makes you search. But if you have seen, if you have realized that all this is a talk of the mind, is the pride of a mind, when the moment you see I am in the mind, you go into it. Okay, you have holidays somehow,
Yes,
or you just drop. Huh?
I seem to make that choice When I know I'm making a choice, I'm still making the choice to go with the mind. And I know it.
You may be vigilant for a very short time. Let's see. For me, you see, you want to be so free, whatever word one uses, or you want to really not miss an opportunity that guts, that fire will be stronger than the habits of the mind. It doesn't mean the mind will not appear the same, but you are no more fooled. The confusion is no more there.
Sorry, could you repeat from the start? I missed the first
Ooh la la, that will be hard. Let me ever some word of Anyway, don't worry. In satsang, I tell always the same thing. So I will tell you. First of all, it's really a preoccupation of the mind because one suffers to feel, oh, I lost myself, oh, I don't lose myself now, and then, of course, after some time, one loses itself because the mind has not been seen for what it is. We always, for some reason, demystify one side of the mind, which is noise, agitation, and whatnot, and we forget that it has necessarily, it's dual. So it has not only dual, it's black and white, it's dual in the sense that it has a becoming, time, it has another side, it's like a coin or a coin. It was this side and it has that side, which is silence, the absolute, the sense of being. You see, that is still part of the mind. But that is discovered generally by practices, they can reach you there, or by simply like that, it happens also, or by self-inquiry, or simply searching the meaning of life, whatever. So you can access in your mind to those layers. But it's the mind. It still happens to someone, and someone has still the knowledge of something. Even if it's suddenly quite undescribable, like the silence, the absolute, or the sense of beingness. Still, it is there is somebody there. The same one as who suffered with objects, now he suffers because he loses its so-called real me, which is not real. It's aspects of the mind. So when you are here, when this becomes, you click to that, you see, oh, that's right. It's a great moment to just take, I am that, which doesn't belong to whatever I knew so far. There is nobody there. Or you make this unique, amazing self-inquiry, and once is enough. And if it is not enough, you make it each time maybe the ultimate time. But who is this I? Who am I in fact? This is a question. And the answer throws you not in the apparent world, which belongs to I, but this question makes I disappear upon or from where it appeared. That's the answer, if there is any answer, but not an answer from the mind, from the direction of the disappearance of the I, disappearing with the question itself, keep quite a minute there. When I say a minute, it's a blink of an eye there, so that it's crystal clear that whatever rises has always been the mind and nothing else. In my description, I cannot go much further.
Thank you very much. So, yes.
Today and also in 1997 you already spoke in your first interview with Ojas, and today again, and I've heard it more often, you speak about an inner master. Or
About what?
An inner master.
Inner.
Inner master.
I didn't mention that, but
No.
did I? I didn't say that. I didn't speak of inner nor of master today. And it's very rare I say that.
Yeah.
I never, I think.
Would you say there is, I will,
But I am not against it, but it's not my language. No.
no.
Where did you take that from? So ask your question. I can reply also.
Okay, so I can pose it differently since I probably didn't hear properly. Is there something in me that already always knows, or so to speak, is always?
But you see, this search for to know oneself must be some kind of intuition.
Right.
Otherwise, how that idea comes?
Yes. How does that idea come?
Who knows? I'm not such a seer to say more than that. You see, you always are yourself. Always. What is the trouble is to listen to the mind. Because the trouble is the mind is not at fault, poor mind. Because the mind is created, so it is in time. So whatever it can conceive is only in time. Even eternity is conceived, it's in time. It depends on the previous concept of time, of temporality. Then one as this ideal of eternity. You see, all these are ideas in time, are ideas of the mind, which doesn't correspond at all, there is no bridge with from where this is possible, that this is possible to be seen. What do you want to know? What do you want to know?
What I want to know is that somewhere this seeker of me has started somewhere, or the incarnation has somewhere started, as you always say, with a desire. I don't remember that desire.
Yeah, so, but the desire is seen by your life. You are fulfilling things, or you have not yet fulfilled things because you have not yet found what made you born. But it will be done, probably, at some point. And the search to know oneself is one of those desires. Why not? So, what is not clear?
There is a sense of a beginning and a start and an ending, and something has to be understood, or something was there before and I left it, and therefore now I have to find it again. Like there is a that sense.
I don't understand. Please tell again, because I don't understand your question.
A sense that there was once upon a time that I somehow lost, and that I'm looking for it again through my whole life.
Yeah, and then what? Yeah, and that's why you come to satsang,
exactly.
Because it speaks of that, but in satsang, whenever I can say ready, you are ready for it, or whenever it is enough for you, you hear, but don't go into search. It's the mind only who searches, you never lost yourself, and so on. I mean, sorry to say and so on, because it's not it is always fresh to say, but it is to hear that in the end. The search, you search to hear, don't search. This is, yeah. And if you still search to have experiences, it will not speak to you, or you will not even like it. But if you have enough, and it doesn't depend on the age at all, but if you have enough, it will speak to you. Don't search. Or it happens, or you will ask, but how? Whatever. That is the life of a seeker. That's why it comes to satsang. Satsang, otherwise what it is. No, it's not yet that. Tell again, we have to solve that. After all, it's not Chinese. What is it?
You see, I'm so sure.
So, okay, I reply to you.
Yeah.
Nothing clicks. No. So, tell me more.
I'm so sure that there is something that I can be free, or that can be the enlightenment or the words.
Okay.
And yet, how come I'm so sure? And how come I'm still not a finder?
Well, you finder you will never be. Good
Yeah,
luck, because otherwise it is again an accomplishment in the meantime, which nourishes the seeker, which is a finder, and don't worry, will be a seeker later, unless he lies to himself. So all that game wants to be freed from that, isn't it? Yeah.
Correct.
So sure, if you are so thirsty of something, you don't care, you go for it. Why you are so sure? Because you are very thirsty. Why to ask why? It doesn't help. You are so thirsty, you are so burning to finish off this search that you go for it. And when go for it, it depends according to your circumstances. You will hear, or go to the moon, or go here, or go in, or whatever. And once you will hear, you are it, don't search. And it will click. And if it doesn't click, ask yourself, what do I save? Which cherished concept I want to keep? Which cherished experience I want to keep? That makes it still in time. Hmm? No? Not yet. Doesn't matter. I have full time. I'm totally available. Go on. Why I'm searching. First of all, this I don't hear often that why I'm searching. I'm searching, one is searching, so it goes for it. Or why I'm searching, you will see it's because you are unhappy. Or you feel there is something missing. Or you feel, all that makes you search. There is no question of why. When one is born, is searching. It's the birth which makes you, the belief that you are born that makes you search. Some search, as you know very well, outside, and some search inside, and some search up, down, inside, center, whatever, till he hears, you are that. Why are you searching? It's all in the mind.
No, when you ask why, you just asked me what it is that doesn't stop this person that I am.
Did you hear anything I said? Or you prefer to hear your mind?
I hear you.
What did you hear? Essential, tell me.
That it's all in the mind.
Then why you go there? Because it's only that. The mind, I tell you, it will always present itself. Always, till it dies. So it's a question to click, I should not, for realization, means to finally, let's say, end up the illusion that the mind can tell anything. Give a split second not to touch a movement of the mind. That's all. That's enough to show you that you never lost yourself, and it has nothing to do with the mind which goes on changing. But one has a great difficulty to give a split second. You see? Because it will remove the sense of existence of I am somebody. Mm. So, who is next? Hmm? Yes. Okay.
My mind just came back and reminded me of something.
Okay.
Before you said at one point, this is it, stay there, something like this.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why it doesn't feel like what I think it should be is because I've seen it. You can say no, but when you are there, you know this is, you know it, you really know.
Yeah. So you
And
know who you are.
I know
And then why you ask those questions?
because I forgot.
So you never knew. That's
for
what
sure.
I try to say. When you say, I meet, especially, you are not old, but old seekers, they all say the same. I know myself, and they are very sincere, but not yet all the time. I'm still sometimes taken so much. This is the common experience of those who search for a long time and who go to satsang for a long time. In fact, the mistake is that so far you have never known yourself. I repeat myself. Oh yeah, you asked me to repeat. Okay. You have known a deeper layer of consciousness. For me, consciousness is the creation, is this manifestation, is the mind, which is no more personal, so objective, thinking of potatoes and market and relationships and all that. But the mind has many layers. You see? Deep layers. Let's say deep layers.
Deeper than this consciousness bliss, God. Deeper than that. Deeper than when you know this is it, you know it.
Okay?
Deeper than that.
But to know this is it is belonging to somebody, and because of that it doesn't stay always.
Okay, so deeper than there exists.
There are layers, infinite layers. The creation is infinite, you know. And some go to layers and they think, of course, they look always more real. But then you can see with your experiences that in the end, what you found so ultimate and there is something more deep than that. No, I'm more enlightened. Oh no, I am more. Each time one is more enlightened. So they say it's bottomless. Okay, I am enlightened, it's bottomless. One is discovering himself always more. It's wrong. It's not it. It is layers of the mind. I agree. A mind becomes so subtle and so on and whatnot, and one jumps from here to there. That is the thing. You see, you are accessing to deep layers who speaks of beingness, who speaks of those spiritual things, and then you jump in the ordinary life. Okay? That is a seeker, the life of a seeker. Still is a seeker. Even if he says I'm a finder and I know myself, he's still a seeker. Means he has no more the label of a seeker going to every guru's, but he's still I. Even if he denies it, because he knows himself, so he denies it. But who knows all those things? I tell you, I cannot reach where it is indicated I am that. This is taken, I have no idea, but it is not the affair of I. Okay? And that's why it is not subject to the time, to the changes and the temporality of the time. Doesn't matter, because now, when this experience, which may not look an experience to you, but this experience comes to you, you can enjoy it, of course. But when it goes, you let it go, because it is in the mind. And then you are freed. You are freed from the tyranny of the mind to make you believe that this was more real, this is it, why it is not. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, I think
Then
the
I don't
Buddhas
know.
would not speak if something was there, not there. Incredible, of course, the mind can wander. It's time to hear those things. Why should we die with a fake sense of beingness? Unless one is
If
very
that was a
happy.
trick of the mind, then goddamn.
Yes,
Very
my
good.
dear,
He's
like
very,
that.
Very, 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 very good. That's incredible. That's really incredible. I really thought, because I knew that I knew. Nobody can say it's not true. I knew it, but I believe you. And I don't know myself, but it was a very good trick. A very good one. Looked very true.
Don't make it to something, please.
Wow. It was a trick. It was a trick.
I don't want to hear anything. I just tell you, don't make it a something.
Ganga,
Hi.
there's a sense, and I know that's
Speak.
of presence,
Yeah.
and it never goes away.
It's always there.
Yes.
Is it there when you sleep?
Not that I am really aware of. Sometimes.
Okay. Will
Yes,
you...
if you, yes, of course.
That's a good conclusion.
I'm
But-
not really away, so it has to be there.
Could you drop the word presence? Just to make sure that it's not a platform for you. You see, some who are more positive will call it a presence, some who is more negative will call it an absence, and everybody will give its head to say it's like this. They are opinions. Just drop it. Just drop it.
Okay.
Nobody wants the mic? Hi.
I
I-
mind to work to
I,
make the question.
yeah.
I'm just looking at the last days where my mind is really kicking me around.
Yeah. Yeah.
The superficial reason is like work, financial troubles,
Yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
depression.
Yeah.
I'm just watching myself how I'm here,
Yeah.
more or less in silence.
Yeah.
When I look at you
Yeah.
and I listen, and then these waves of identification come again with, oh, I have to fix this, fix
Yeah.
that. And some of it's good because it's just practical problem solving.
Yeah.
But then with that comes the whole story and the suffering.
Yeah.
And why do I say this? Because you were talking about people who've been seeking for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm not that old, but I've more or less been seeking for officially 20 years. And this is the pattern that I see so strongly, that I can be more or less quiet,
Yeah.
when there's not many problems happening.
Mm.
And then when the problems come, bam, I'm back in there.
Yeah.
In the over-identification and the suffering.
Yeah,
And
sure.
That's a question, that's just a description.
Yes, sure. And who is the seer in all that?
The seer?
Yeah.
Well, there's two seers. There's one seer who identifies, and there's one seer who, it's a term, who's aware of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but who are you in reality? Or what is not subject to changes? Who is that seer?
Smart
Because-
answer would be pure awareness. But
Yeah, but you
there's not
see,
even that.
because this answer, it's a bit a conclusion of self-inquiry and all that, but it doesn't, there is no fact for you in the sense that the seer is what you are, and that cannot be seen. Everything you describe happens to the somebody, to the person. You are aware of that, isn't it? But there is a slightest concept that when you are identified, you are more a somebody than when you are quiet. No.
Well, feels better.
Of course, it feels better, I agree, but it's not a more identification. The identification is to think that the seer is the one to whom those things happen. You are that, you see, which can see I am quiet and I am troubled. Not the seer who says the event of trouble and the event of calmness. You see, which are still qualities you glue to I so that I is somebody. What you really are is what can see I am busy or I'm fact or I am quiet, and you say even I'm myself, which I put in the relative experiences. And it's also the seer who don't care to see anything. While you sleep, for example, he doesn't see anything, yet you are it. So, is there a problem? Because if there is a problem, knowing that, it's just a question of preference. I prefer to be quiet than troubled, and that is human, and that's for everybody. But if you don't confuse yourself to be I am somebody, it's all right. I mean, there is no question which makes you search again or troubled, even if those things happen. Can you see that? So, don't search, you see. The life of somebody, let him be free or not, will be with moments. Moments like this and moments like that. Some have more moments of this, some more, but it's not in nobody's hand. It means that kind of destiny of this body has been like that. Some look more saintly than others, or more something, but it doesn't mean they're more enlightened. It's all question of qualities, you see, which are not in our hands. What qualities which are not in our hands to choose? It expresses itself like this. But you are the seer, or even, you see, I prefer not even to say a word. And you see, the question of identification, it's always in time. But the moment you suddenly, at once, you see, oh, I'm in my mind, or where I am, actually. I know I am, in the mind. At that very moment, what happens? You know you are in the mind, so you are not fact, in truth. Or you are no more interested to be, and you just stop. Something happened? Does something happen? Who cares if it was an identification or not? Then. Do you understand my language?
Yeah, I understand your language.
I'm happy about that, okay? Okay.
Trying to feel it, so to say. Otherwise I just...
Be careful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
please. Yeah.
I would like to report
Yeah, sure.
from last year,
Uh-huh.
because that was the first time I was in satsang.
Yes.
And when you said you are that, something
Yeah?
like now, but something stopped.
Yeah.
Just like
The mind stopped.
Yeah. And I was trying to understand.
What a pity. Okay.
Yes. But that what happened was stronger.
Ah.
At the same time, there was a shock. But that what happened was stronger. And you also said keep quiet.
Hmm.
So I did. And I did for the last year. And so I can say that something that was, I don't know if I express it well, but something that was in the foreground all the time.
In the?
Foreground.
Yeah.
Yes, went to the background.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you keep quiet.
So,
keeping quiet is the same as you are yourself.
yes. And I want to say thank you.
Oh, I have nothing to do with that.
But just to express.
Yes.
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 So every time I see now more clearly when something wants to go and be caught up in the foreground.
Yeah.
I can more easily go to the background, to this seer or that what sees.
So there is still a kind of vigilance.
Yes.
So keep quieter than that. Otherwise you develop fear, you see, to be lost.
To be lost?
Yeah. Not to be able to go back. You see, all those movements are in the mind. Know that it's just the appearance. You never go out and in. Never.
No, that's not
Okay.
what I mean. So when I go,
Okay.
then I catch again the one who thinks something needs to be done or something needs to be solved. Or, yes?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yes, by then I have the feeling. Oh, yes.
Yeah, but it's the mind which speaks. And it will always suggest something beyond anyway.
Mm.
Otherwise, if he will not appear. He has to suggest something. Very good. Good. Yes.
I also would like to report about past experiences. It was during sleeping, I had that experience that something was there who was aware that somebody is sleeping and
Yeah.
somebody is dreaming. And I would like to ask that this is something similar, how I will realize myself when I am awake. If you understand my question.
I can understand. You see, I would say that now I am trying to describe something, so it's not it. And yet, I will say, and then we see. When you realize the focus is no more on happenings. For a split second, finally, there is, it's not like, oh, I'm aware of sleeping or dreaming or I'm in the waking state and so on. It's just that you are it. And for a split second, you have been freed from its continuous, permanent expression. So I would not say it's the same. But this experience has a blessing because it has a certain direction, a direction at least towards the source of all this manifestation. You get more attracted. It gives fuel to the search, to hear, don't search. Okay? Or I can tell you, what is aware is what you are, and don't make a something out of it, don't make anything out of it. And who cares it is of this or of that, as you prefer.
Exactly, this happened that when I was get up in the morning, then I remember this experience, and then I started to think about it, to search
Yeah.
what happened. Or,
It's an experience.
yeah.
It's an experience. But experiences, you lose them, you see. But it was like a little glimpse of. That's why it is said, you see, that what you are is not an event. It will never be an event, even though all the events are from there. But you are not confined into an event except this body-mind, which is an event by birth.
Thank you.
And how are you?
Yeah, good.
Very good.
Today, here, yes. Yes, but I see also that it's an experience.
It's conditional, yeah. It's conditioned by the circumstance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there is now more silence and more space, but like you said, I think that it's
Yeah, it's an
still
experience.
in the mind, and I was
Yeah.
when you said the words like, did you ever see or did you ever know yourself? I
Yeah.
was like, I don't know. I don't know if I have really seen myself or.
So you have not. Otherwise, you
No.
would not doubt.
No, and I was a little bit shocked and disappointed actually.
Yeah, but it's a fantastic shock,
Yeah.
because now you will see what means the mind. Because you see, you saw it maybe very clearly when it is agitated movements and all this, but you didn't see that it may be also taking other shapes, those spiritual shapes. You see the meditative moods and this and whatnot. And so now, when it appears, and it will appear to you, you know, I'm not it. It's still the mind. And at some point, you may not even need to do so. Because what's left, then it can be only who you are.
Mm.
Only.
And there's nothing except from being quiet I can do.
Says the mind.
Yes.
But it's okay. But I just make you aware. Don't be fooled by your mind. Yes, I accept. There's nothing. Says the mind. Okay.
Good, thank you.
Sorry to come again.
No, it's your birthright.
I was very in shock about what you said.
Hmm.
That it was also the mind still. It's really a magician then, and I believed you, for sure. But also what these people said, and what you responded, I just would like to clarify.
Yeah, sure.
The reason why it's hard for me to believe that it was the mind is because it corresponds really to what I learned later. I didn't know at the time, but time stands still, all is one. I experienced that. And
Yeah, but who said all is one? Which Buddhas say all is one?
Many.
No. They say not two eventually. Not two. Oneness is an experience. And it cannot be there all the time. And you know. You know.
So it really was my mind that created something,
Yeah.
but it just looked like,
Yes, it looks like. Like this, it looks very real. It looks like. I agree.
really? Yeah.
Go and see yourself.
Because you just named it kind of a glimpse. You used the word glimpse.
A glimpse is of somebody. Somebody is there, but instead of looking to objects or events or experiences, suddenly he doesn't grasp anything. So it is the other side of the coin. He glimpses something else, which he calls a sense of being, beingness even, or consciousness or whatever. It's a glimpse. It's an experience still. Non-objective, I totally agree. What is not here now, and I don't want to make a mystic or a concept of now. It's just now I speak like that, I may not speak again like that. What is not just here now, regardless of this world of changes, it's not it. It's not it. So maybe it's not understood by the mind, but
It's still an event.
huh?
It's an event also.
Yeah, you can see all our life from birth to death, we are busy with events all the time. And when it's no more outer, it is inner. And then after we traverse from outer to inner, inner to outer, and then there is no how you say, there is a dead end of the mind. He doesn't know what to do else, and he's right. He cannot do more than that. That's why the word surrender comes here, but it's again made a mystic of surrender. It's not about that. The surrender is to see the mind will never help you in this. Never. So you have to boom, I don't know what, some master decatur here or whatever. I will not do that, but maybe I have a good gun, I don't know. You have to wake up. And you will. By surprise. It's always by surprise, no? Don't wait. Don't wait for that, please. It's another trick of the mind.
Okay, that's clear, thank you. That's clear, thank you.
Okay.
I didn't know he was such a good magician. I knew he was good, but I'm really in shock.
Today it looks for you. So, magician is in time. It's anybody else wants? Yeah, please.
My question is, there was a lot of talking about the mind. Is there an embodiment?
It's in the mind.
It cannot be felt?
Yeah, sure, of course. But you see, it's body-mind, we say. It's a kind of a cell, body-mind. You cannot separate them. Huh? That's why yoga, you see, they know very well. The mind is quietened if you do a good pranayam. So it's physical, the pranayam, no, with the body. So the mind quietens. It's linked, you see. It's all the same, but in different. One is more concrete, the other more abstract, and so on. But it's the same. It's linked. Okay? That's it for today. Hmm? Hmm? No. Then if you like, maybe you don't need any more, but if you like, we meet tomorrow. At what time is it? 10?
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, yeah. Thank you very much. And see you.